Introducing
Hey,
first.
everybody. I want to welcome you to a brand new episode of Sold Separately. This, of course, is airing during WrestleMania week, and Clark and I will be in Vegas as my WrestleMania side plates came today when we were recording this. But it is always fun to do these things. It's WrestleMania week, so we thought it would be a good idea to look back at some iconic WrestleMania inspired figures. And like I said, I can't do this alone. What's up, Clark?
I'm stoked to be here. Let's get after it, man. We got some iconic WrestleMania figures. I love WrestleMania season. I'm stoked to be there. The side plates look great. Let's get after it.
So the first one up is Howard Finkel, the voice of WWE for so many long time fans. The man that is accredited with coming up with the name WrestleMania. It seemed fitting to cover him first. This was not a standalone figure. This was actually a build a figure. But before we get into what went in to build Howard Finkel. This is very old school Howard. It's a shame he's no longer with us. I had the privilege, I got to meet him once at a wrestling con, and probably the only guy that has ever signed an autograph for me and wanted to make sure I was good with it. Not
Love
that
it.
he could undo it, but it was just the thought and the gesture of it I thought was really cool. And Howard is one of those ones that's always going to be missed whenever you hear new WWE champion or whatever. You
Yeah,
always
no,
think
I
of
have a
Howard.
very limited impression, and it's introducing first. And that's it. That's my entire Fink impression. That's what I've got.
Everyone else goes
Vicky
new, but
India,
you go
one
there.
ball.
There you go.
You can
That's
hit that
enough.
one there. That one's not bad. One ball.
But Clark, what's your thoughts on this Howard figure?
Love the figure, love Fink, love all of it. Yes, this is outstanding. I wish honestly there was like more like accessories,
Yeah,
and maybe multiple head scans, but who cares? The microphone's
yeah,
perfect. Everything about it's perfect. The stance is perfect right there.
yeah.
I dig it.
So this is the list. This was a part of the build. It's the 2025 Mattel Elite WrestleMania Vegas, Bianca Belair, Bret Hart, Hulk Hogan, and Seth Rollins. If you get those, you can build the Fink. So I
Right.
love when they get some assembly required. Well, yeah, kind of.
Duh.
The next one up is well, he has one WrestleMania appearance and he has a championship. Nicholas apparently has gotten a figure, which is
Unbelievable. They
they
licensed Nicholas.
they licensed Nicholas. It is wild because I still think to this day, unless I missed it, I don't think we ever really truly found out why Nicholas was a thing. And
Does it
won the tag
come
titles.
with a Braun Strowman attached? That's the only thing that I can't. I
No,
don't get it. Other than if you really want that version of the Raw tag team titles,
yes.
I don't get it.
And again, he is a build a figure. Oddly enough, he was a WrestleMania 40 build a figure of the elite figures of Trish, The Rock, John Cena, and Pat McAfee. So if you got those, you could build Nicholas. I'm not sure which one of those four came with the tag title for him, but one of them had to, I would just presume. Um, but we're done with the build a figures. The next one up is an iconic WrestleMania moment, WrestleMania 13, the infamous I Quit match where Austin did not tap, passed out from the pain. Obviously, they didn't do the blood on the Foco
Yeah,
bobblehead, probably due to licensing and just general public may not be cool with a bleeding Austin, and WWE has really not done the blood figures. So it's not surprising for hardcore completionist fans. I personally, for me, I wouldn't buy it because I feel it's missing the
I have
blood spot.
two issues with this.
Yes.
First being the blood. I'm in
Hmm.
agreement, but I could paint blood on his forehead myself if I bought it as a display piece, and I could figure that out.
Okay.
What bothers me is the stupid ring display. It looks like he's
I,
gonna bite the ropes.
there's
It's
that and the fact that
goofy as could be.
it's that and the fact they look giant in the ring
Just
because it's
yeah,
not proportionally
I
right either.
hate the platform.
Yeah.
Like I can't stand it. And this was such a great concept.
Yeah.
If it's on a regular platform, I have no problem putting the red paint on, right? Like, I know
You
enough friends that like are artists that could definitely like I could
Yeah.
send a picture of the actual moment
Yeah.
and have a accurate iteration of the blood splatter
Mhm.
compared to whatever even they would probably do on the scan.
Yeah.
Make it look really cool, you know what I mean? But
Mhm.
it's just not. Yeah, this isn't the one in
No.
my eyes.
So the next one up is Mick Foley. The hardcore legend. I believe this, obviously WrestleMania 22. This is one of 3,000. This was a Jax Pacific one. This is obviously, uh, it could be one or two ways. It could either be the Mick Foley that faced Edge in the infamous hardcore match, or it could loosely be based on the Cactus Jack from WrestleMania 14 with him and Chainsaw Charlie for the tag titles. I think the only difference is the plaid makes it the 22 because obviously he wasn't wearing the flannel in
Right.
the WrestleMania 14 match. The only thing I don't like about these, and Jax would do these with these limited number ones, they print it on the leg. And I gotta be honest, for display purposes, it feels less authentic. Like if it was on the bottom of the foot that nobody sees,
Is it
fine. But
printed? It's not a sticker, right?
I don't own any of these, but it looks like it's
What
printed on
is the
there.
weapon? What is the barbed wire wrapped
I
weapon?
believe that's the bat with the barbed wire wrapped around it. I
Okay,
think. I think that's what it's supposed to be.
got it.
But yeah, I don't know proportion size wise with these. I don't know if they're 7 or 8 inches. I'm not sure, or they're standard like 6-inch figure. I'm not sure.
This isn't even like the versions of the like what Jax had as elites when I was growing up because they had the
Well,
more
Jax
flexible ones.
didn't do the elites.
Well, they weren't considered elites, but they
Oh,
did have another.
the superstars,
Yes,
line. Yes,
yes,
yeah, the
where they
classic
were
superstars.
more bendable, I guess I would say, like right, like playable. I would say.
Yeah. But yeah, so they did this one. The next one up would be not a great last run, but a run nonetheless. The WrestleMania 26 Bret the Hitman Hart.
This has always made me laugh.
This was Bret against Vince. He got his revenge with the Hart family as the Lumberjacks. And oddly enough, this is a part of the Build a Vince line. Those are Vince's, I'm presuming, legs next to Bret. But
Yeah, that's correct.
I always did like the Bret shirt during the return. I never did buy it, but I always did like the logo. So I thought that was kind of cool. The jorts, not surprising, probably reused Cena parts. The face likeness, it's always been a little hit or miss with Bret. I could see the likeness in it. But I think a completionist would want this as a Bret, but I think the average person, that's not the Bret that they remember. The Bret they remember is the one that had
I mean,
Austin in the sharpshooter.
you got Brett. You have so many options with Brett. You've got the all pink, pink and
Mhm.
black, the black
Mhm.
and pink,
Mhm.
uh, the all black with pink trim.
Mhm.
You've got the blue. You've got all of that, and
That's a deep cut.
they gave us cosplay as John Cena
Mm.
with a pink CM Punk T-shirt. Like, it, I know that's what he wore for the match. So
Yes.
as a completionist, this is the one to get. But
Yep.
like, I mean, of all of the Hitman iterations,
Mhm.
definitely not my favorite or even really on my list of like musts.
Yes. The next one up probably had one of the best WrestleMania moments during his one and only unfortunate WWE Championship reign. The late great Eddie Guerrero. This is the WrestleMania 20 Eddie, it's part of the line in
Right.
WrestleMania 20. I don't think that was the gear he wore in the match with
It's
Kurt. I
not the
don't.
gear
I
he wore in the
think it was
match. No, but
green or
it was
purple.
green in
Yeah,
that match. But at the, or no, yeah, it
it
was
was
green.
it was yeah, it was yeah.
It might have been green and purple, but either way,
Yeah. I always remember the one where he won the title at No Way Out. It was the red ones.
Yes.
But for WrestleMania 20, for whatever reason, my mind goes back and forth on this one. It might have been, you know what? It might have been the black one. It might have been those.
The head
Um,
scan on this one isn't great, but the rest of it is, and the title is awesome.
I think part of that is it was Jax. So Jax was notorious for reusing parts. So, like I remember as a kid, and I did not
He kind
realize
of
it.
looks like Kurgan.
It's probably the same head they used for Chavo too. No, because they used to do what's his name? Jeff Jarrett
Yes.
was Owen Hart's figure.
Right.
Mark Henry was somebody else. Like there were multiples. There were multiple people. They would
Yeah.
reuse parts. But yeah, it is cool to see Eddie, in any figure form because he is one of the greatest of all time. Next up would be his Mamacita, China. This
China.
is from the WrestleMania 17 line. When she won the women's title at WrestleMania,
And a
or won it.
cool women's title. That for the
Yeah,
collection, on top of it being China, this is a cool one. This is a very cool action figure.
yeah. China is somebody that I don't know if fans today really grasp how unbelievable.
Impactful she was.
Yeah, how, like, when you talk about aura, what wrestlers people mention with Jade, people mention with Megan Bain, China was the blueprint of that.
No doubt about it.
You know, that's where it all starts from. So I love that she's getting recognition. Obviously, this was a Jax, but obviously Mattel has been releasing China and giving her proper due respect. The next one up, this one is a little sentimental to me. This is from WrestleMania 15, my first WrestleMania. Shane O'Mac in his DX inspired gear when he took on X Pac. Now, no one expected Shane to perform. Shane never
Yeah.
wrestled before, at least as far as the audience was concerned. But I think it's a match that, in my opinion, still holds up today. Shane put on a great performance. A large part of that is because of X Pac, who was able to get a great match literally pretty much out of anybody. If you couldn't have a good match with X Pac, you weren't cutting it.
Yeah.
But this is
Speaking of cutting mustard.
yes,
Sorry.
this is the Shane look from that match. The green and black gear. This is a basic, um, but think it's a pretty good likeness, and it's one of those iconic. It's his first WrestleMania. It's kind
Yeah.
of it's kind of funny because I remember saying to you when we were at SoFi for 39,
Right.
and Shane went down with the injury. It was unexpected. But before he went down with the injury, I think I said to you, if I'm not mistaken, I think I said to you, I went, "This is wild to me that my first WrestleMania, I saw Shane wrestle his first,
And then it's
and
Shane
and
again.
and now my second one that I'm going to, Shane's wrestling, and this could possibly be his last because TKO was buying the company, and that was before he even went down with the injury. I'm
I
like,
can't believe that happened. That's unbelievable.
it was just wild to me, like that I'm bookending Shane's WrestleMania career up to this point. Now, could he come out at 41? Probably not, but there's always a chance.
Yeah, who
Uh,
knows?
you know what I mean? You're the betting man, and we're in the betting
I
place of the
doubt it,
world.
but you never know. The odds look good based on your history.
Yeah, he wasn't at the Philly one, but yeah,
Yeah, 2 out of 3's in the Hall of Fame in baseball.
like you said, Clark, the minuses are the favorites.
Yeah, exactly.
The last one, the main event, a main eventer, not the boyhood dream. We've covered him before, but somebody equally similar to that, the man that was trained by the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, and his iconic WrestleMania moment, Bryan Danielson, Daniel Bryan, at WrestleMania 30, finally winning the WWE Championship. The rug wasn't pulled out. The Yes Movement won. This is a bobblehead from the same Foco people that made the Austin Brett one. But this one I really like. I'm
This
fine with
is
the smaller ring because it sort of
significantly
works.
better.
Yeah.
This one, the smaller ring makes perfect sense. The purple, the gold, all the New Orleans theme,
Hmm.
both titles. This is really cool
Yeah.
and really well done, except for the one thing's missing, the tape.
Yeah.
Where's the dang tape, Anthony? Come
You it's a
on.
lot easier to add tape than blood click.
That's a good point.
No, but this is one of the most iconic WrestleMania moments. This was also the first WrestleMania on the WWE Network. So
Correct.
I think a lot of people forget that the 30 was the first one. This is
Mhm.
11 years now. They have been streamed network Peacock first on Netflix this year at 41. But yeah, it's such a rush WrestleMania time, and this is something that as somebody that has been very fortunate to go to at this point, as of this airing, God willing, my fourth and third in a row. Um, and you've been to several yourself, Clark.
Yeah.
I've said to people, I'm like, listen, I don't know how to explain this, but when I went to 15, granted, I wasn't a fan very long, about a year, it felt special. And it's kind of weird. I didn't get that feeling at a wrestling show again until we entered 39. And I don't know if I ever told you that. Like it was
That's
just
interesting.
it's
Yeah, I
just a
mean,
wild
WrestleMania
feeling.
is just big time. It's so cool to be there.
Yeah.
It really is.
And I felt the same thing last year. I'm hoping to feel it again this year. But it's one of those special things. So, to cover WrestleMania moments, it seemed fitting for WrestleMania week for us to go down a walk down memory lane of some of the most iconic WrestleMania moments in figure form. And we will see you guys again next Friday. And thanks for watching.
Absolutely.